Hey guys, Matt aka Martiln here, and welcome to another episode of Make a Track Monday. You know the drill, make a track from start to finish as part of Beat Collective's fortnightly challenge rounds. This round's samples have been provided by ELMNTRY. I'll link his socials and stuff down in the description along with Beat Collective's as always. So without any further ado, let's jump right in. Okay, so I've got a new Ableton Live session open up here as always with the samples already preloaded in. This first sample's pretty long. It's just basically a bunch of different piano sounds that have been manipulated into stuff, so it sounds like... And then there's some actual kind of playing, like melodic stuff. And then just more kind of loops. And then this second sample is this kind of bass loop thing. Pretty cool. I'll be perfectly honest, I have no idea where to start with this, so I'm just going to do something and try and integrate some of the samples in some way, and then I'll be back with you guys when I've got something to share. So I've done this kind of cool little thing with the first sample. I just grabbed the first part of it, and I was trying to like mess around with it and figure out what to do. So basically what I did, I quantized it, picked a tempo and quantized it, and just moved it around a little bit. So I'll turn off the processing that I've got on it. It sounds like this. I also transposed it up 15 semitones and put it on the beats warp mode so that it gets that kind of stuttery on the 16ths. Without that, it's like, yeah. But so keep it like this. And then I added some processing to make it just kind of pop out a little bit more. And basically, yeah, make it a different sound. And then what I did, I added a resonator first because I wanted to give it some kind of harmonic content. And then I've just automated the starting note of the resonator and some of the different pitch values in order to make it kind of in key with itself. And I basically created this kind of chord sequence out of it. It sounds like this. So I think I'm going to go with that as a bit of a starting point, add a drum beat to that and do some other stuff. And then, yeah, I'll be back with you guys when I've got something else to share. Okay, so I've done a little bit of a something here. I'll just play it for you, basically. I think it's pretty cool. It's nice and chilled out. It just got operator playing a bit of a bass line that I just played in. Did some strings with the Nord that I now have back in my possession, available to use at my desk, which is awesome. And added some drum sounds here with this bit of a pre-shifted kind of snare thing, which is pretty cool. And yeah, I think I'm just going to try and add some more stuff to this, maybe try and start fleshing out a bit of an arrangement somehow, use this second sample, got to figure out how I need to use that, and then I will be back with you when I've got something worth sharing again. So I've added in a few more things. I've added in this ARP line, this high beep, and this Atmos effects. This Atmos effects was created with the second sample. I'll show you what this sounds like. Basically, I just took the first note of it, put it through a bunch of reverb, and then froze it, flattened it, and made that out of it. And it makes this big atmospheric sound, which sounds really cool in the context of everything else. There's this high beep thing, which sounds like this, which I use my microcorg for. And this ARP, which is just pretty constant and sounds like this. I might put an auto pan or something on that, but altogether it sounds like this. I think it sounds really nice. I also added in another percussion instrument in the drums, this shaker sound. just because it's a rhythm that I heard that I thought was pretty cool. I like it. And yeah, so now I'm gonna start to arrange it a little bit and we'll see where it goes from there. So I've started trying to arrange something. I'm not sure what I feel about it. I'm trying to come up with some kind of a melody, but keep failing. So I'm not sure exactly what to do. I think I might take a bit of a break and come back to it later. But for the moment, I'll just play you what I've got, a really kind of rough starting arrangement. Okay, so I'm back in the studio. It's the following day, and basically I've come up with a little bit of a melody for this kind of main section here, and I'll play it to you right now. I think it sounds pretty cool. Yeah, so we'll now keep arranging it now that we've got this little bit of a melody going on here that makes things a little bit easier. So time to get into some more arranging and then I will be back. Okay, so I've done a little bit more arranging here. I won't play you all of what I've got, but as you can see, I've added in some effects down here with some rises and some down sweeps and stuff, and also brought in the melody a little bit and also added these fills, which I quite like. So what I'm gonna do is play it to you from here. I think it's pretty cool what I've got. The melody just filters in over the course of this. I added in another synth that's just kind of like a softer synth, and this is a really cool way of like building dynamics, and then that goes out obviously when all this comes in. So if I just solo the synth parts here. It's kind of cool, it just builds up and then clears space for everything else. Creates this nice sense of build up whilst introducing the melody in a kind of softer form. So yeah, I'm going to extend this out a little bit, maybe go into a bit of a break, come back into this, and then that's probably going to be the form done. It's going to be pretty simple, this track. No need for it to be anything too special, as always with these Beat Collective submissions. All right, I'll be back. Okay, so I've made a bit of a break here and brought it kind of back into a drop-ish section. I'll play you what I've got of the break just coming out of the last part of the first drop. So I've added a different bass sound, which you'll hear coming in here. and this Atmos perk as well, which I took, as you can see, a bit of the first sample from, and then just did the little Atmos trick that I like to do with the ping pong delay and the auto filter. Then slowly start to filter in the melody. Might bring this back here a little bit or something. Maybe start to filter in the ARP too. I think that's pretty cool. It works pretty nicely. I might fill this out a little bit more, but we shall see how that goes. I'm going to extend the arrangement a little bit more, maybe add some other things. If I do, I'll let you know. But apart from that, I'm just going to extend it out, and then I'll be back with you when I've got something to share. All right, so I've pretty much finished up the arrangement here. Basically just kind of copy pasted the last two sections, or the first drop basically here to the second drop section, and then just did a quick little bit of an outro, and it sounds fine. I mean, there's no reason to add anything else to it except just to be fancy and intricate and blah blah blah, but this is just a fortnightly challenge. It's not supposed to be a whole kind of polished releasable track or whatever, so I think for the purposes of this, I'm just gonna give it a quick mix down, another few listens through, see if I really need to add anything else to it, which I don't think I do, and then I will be back with you. Okay, so I've done a mix down, and yeah, I'll show you what it sounds like, basically. Just this last drop section coming out of the build-up. I think it sounds pretty nice. It's pretty basic mix down, just compression on pretty much everything, summing it the way I usually do, which if you don't know how I do it, go check out my Mixing Music in Ableton Live series, which is pretty short. It's only 4 episodes long, so you go and check that out if you are interested. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bounce it, I'm going to chuck this into another session, and I'm going to give it a little quick master, and then I will be back with you. Okay, so I've done a quick master here, just got auto filter cutting off the low end, master and catch peaks, some subtractive EQ, an EQ mid-side, boosting the mids in the mids and the highs in the sides, multi-band dynamics, another glue compressor, and the trusty W1 limiter. Pretty kind of standard stuff that I usually do, that you've probably seen me do in a bunch of other videos. But so I'm going to play it, and this is what it sounds like. I think it sounds pretty nice. You'll hear the whole thing of it at the end of the video. But for now, I think that this is pretty good. I think it's at a good standard for where it needs to be for this particular Beat Collective submission to this fortnightly challenge. And I don't think I need to do anything else to it. I'm happy with the composition of it for the moment. And also, as always, let me know if you'd like me to revisit any of the tracks you've seen me make as part of Make a Track Monday, and maybe do some other things with it. Change it around a bit, so maybe it'll be a proper release one day or something. I don't know. But yeah, that's the track done. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and got some useful things out of it. Thanks again to ELMNTRY for providing the samples for this round of Beat Collective's fortnightly challenge. And don't forget that if you want to jump in on these challenges yourself, just head over to beatcollective.net and sign up there. As always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you really enjoy my content, consider heading over to my Patreon page and supporting me on there. I'm going to start changing things up a little bit, and instead of releasing the tracks made in Make a Track Monday a few days later, I'm actually going to play out the whole thing at the end of this video. So, thank you so much for watching. My name is Martilm, and I'll see you in the next video.